Now I would like to focus a little more intently upon those celebrating their 25 and 50-year anniversaries of their ordinations, beginning with those ministers who are celebrating 25-year anniversaries. The Reverend John Hogue was ordained to Christian ministry on November 3rd, 1996, by the Western Reserve Association of the Ohio Conference of the United Church of Christ. He was ordained at the Clarendon, Ohio Congregational Church. John's theological training was at Pittsburgh Theological Seminary, which awarded him the Master of Divinity degree. John has served congregations in Ohio, Wisconsin, Nebraska, Pennsylvania, and now serves as the pastor of First Church of Christ Congregational United Church of Christ in North Conway, New Hampshire. John writes, reflecting on his ministry, and I quote, "I love the United Church of Christ's inclusive spirit, and I try to live this in my passion for the ministry of radical hospitality. The heart of my ministry is developing young people to be close to God through camp ministry, youth groups, and taking mission trips. I have witnessed the beauty of human learning and interaction through immersion trips to DC and New York City. In addition to working with youth, John received 2 Lifesaver Awards for saving 2 church members from death while serving as a pastor in Missouri. And in Nebraska, John served for 4 years on the Nebraska Commission for the Deaf and Hard of Hearing, advocating for and helping to implement closed captioning for movies, and helping to implement sensitivity training for police officers. Thank you, John, for your 25 years of faithful ministry in the church." The Reverend Eleanor Kimball was ordained to Christian ministry in the United Church of Christ on October 6, 1996, by the Andover Association of the Massachusetts Conference of the United Church of Christ. She received her theological training at Andover Newton Theological School, being awarded the Master of Divinity degree. Eleanor served in the Vermont Conference as pastor of the East Barry Congregational Church, United Church of Christ, and found that being pastor to the good people of East Barry was a rewarding form of ministry. After retirement in 2012, Eleanor has continued to offer ministry through the Pension Board's Annuitant Visitor Program, most recently as her work with the Dean of the Annuitant Visitors. Thank you, Eleanor, for your 25 years of faithful ministry in the church. The Reverend Sandra Ponto was ordained to Christian ministry on September 13, 1996, in the Christian Evangelical Church, a Reformed church in Minahasa, Indonesia. She received her basic theological training in Indonesia and later studied at Western Theological Seminary in Holland, Michigan, and Andover Newton Theological School in Newton, Massachusetts. During her time in Michigan, she was approached by a young congregation from New Hampshire who asked her to become their pastor. She said yes and continues to this day to be pastor of the Maranatha Indonesian United Church of Christ in Madbury. Sandra's ministry at Maranatha has been marked by deep care and compassion for her parishioners and the larger Indonesian community, and a commitment to walk with them even as they navigate the treacherous waters of our nation's immigration system, serving as companion, translator, and pastor. Defending the weak and helping the vulnerable, Sandra writes, is the heart of my ministry. Foster's Daily Democrat named her their Newsmaker of the Year in 2017 and printed tributes from her colleagues, as well as Senators Shaheen and Maggie Hassan. Sandra was honored for her ministry by the New Hampshire ACLU in 2018. And in their presentation of the award, they wrote, "As the pastor of the Maranatha United Church of Christ in Madbury, the Reverend Sandra Ponto has tirelessly advocated on behalf of community members threatened with a deportation and to raise the profile of immigrant families in our state. Reverend John Dorhauer, President and General Minister of the United Church of Christ, wrote in a letter published in Foster's, "The Reverend Sandra Ponto is a hero of mine. She is kind, compassionate soul. Diminutive of stature, she is nonetheless a giant in courage. She is selfless, humble, and willing to sacrifice much for the safety and dignity of others." Sandra writes, "I am very grateful that the Maranatha Indonesian United Church of Christ, which I have served since 2004, has allowed me to help the Indonesian community in New Hampshire with their immigration issues. It's very tiring work, but also gives me great joy. Seeing them smile is the most beautiful reward of my life." For that and for so many individual acts of mercy, we say thank you, Sandra, for your 25 years of faithful ministry within the Church of Jesus Christ.